All right, class, welcome back. We are about to start our unit on matrices and vectors. This is our first lesson. This is an introduction to matrices. Our content objective today is to understand the basic operations involving matrices and then define scalar, multiplication, rows, and columns, and then be able to translate an array of numbers into a matrix. So when we look at a matrix, we want to know what we're looking at. So I want to talk about rows versus columns. Okay, so for example, this here 1, 2, 3, 4, the way this is written, this is simply a row. Or another way to write this is we could have 1, 2, 3, 4, and if we had that in brackets, okay, side to side, this is a row. And then up and down, that is a column, okay? So for instance, this matrix here, this is a 2 by 2 matrix. It has 2 rows and 2 columns, okay? Now that we understand that, we can use that to actually do multiplication and addition and subtraction with matrices. So first, we're going to start with adding and subtracting. Adding and subtracting matrices. First, when you add or subtract, you combine the numbers in the same position, and they have to be the same dimension. What that means is that we have to have 2 matrices that are of the same dimension. So, to get started, when we look at this first set of matrices, this is a 2 by 2 matrix, and this is a 2 by 2 matrix. Therefore, they are compatible. We can actually add these together. And what we do is, this is the number in the first position in this matrix, and this is the first number in the first position in this one. We can add these two together. So we simply take 1 plus 4, that's going to give us 5. And then we can take the second position, 2, plus the second position over here, 2 plus 3, that is also 5. And then here, 3 plus 2, that is 5, and then 4 plus 1, and that is 5. And this is our new matrix. It's our solution. Okay? Even if the matrices get larger, we can still apply this. So here's our second example. We're going to be subtracting. You can see here, this matrix has 3 rows and 3 columns, and so does this. So they are both compatible with each other, and so we can just look at the different positions. So we can take the first position minus the second, so 10 minus 5, that's going to give us 5. 11 minus 4, which is 7. 12 minus 2, which is 10. 13 minus 4, that gives us 9. 14 minus 1, that's 13. 15 minus 1, that's 14. 16 minus 3, that's 13. 17 minus 1 is 16. And then 18 minus 3 is 15. And there's the solution, our new matrix. All right, this next example, we're trying to add these 2 matrices. This one is a 2 by 2 matrix, so it has 2 rows, 2 columns. This one only has 1 column and 2 rows. Therefore, we cannot add. Okay, and the reason is they're not the same dimension. So when they're not the same dimension, we're not going to be able to add them together. And that's how we add and subtract matrices.